Back in 2002, I was a plucky college student when one day a friend called me and said, "Want to go to Europe?" Without a hesitation, I said, "Yes." We had our tickets a week later and we were off to London. This was my first trip overseas, so there was a lot of anticipation. Our time in England and France went well, except for her constant phone arguments between her and her stateside partner. During one of their conversations, I went to get some food. After her call, with crepe in one hand and passport in the other, I asked where she wanted to go next. She pushed me to let her keep my passport in her purse. Not wanting to argue, I relented. The next day, we were about to take a train to Brussels when my friend turned to me and said, "My purse is here." We were sitting in a U-shaped area, but we hadn't noticed that the plexiglass walls didn't reach the ground where she had put her purse. Just like that, all her money, personal items, and both of our passports were gone. I was quickly reminded about my non-Americanness. I was born in Venezuela, and at the time, I was not yet a U.S. citizen. I was traveling with a Venezuelan passport. I knew my situation would be complicated, so we focused on getting her passport first. We found the American consulate, were asked our nationalities, and were informed I could not enter. She continued while I waited outside. I called the Venezuelan consulate to see what I should do.
Hola, ¿en qué puedo ayudarte?
Hi, I lost my passport and I need a new one.
No tenemos pasaportes.
Oh, sorry, I just need a replacement passport, not to get a new one.
No, we literally do not have any passports. We cannot help you. You need to go to Venezuela for one, and I don't believe they're in the country either.
Excuse me? I haven't been to Venezuela in over a decade, and I don't have any family there anymore.
Can't help you.
My worry was at an all-time high. My friend appeared and cheerfully said, "I need 50 euros in headshots and I'll have my passport in a couple of hours." While relieved, the massive problem of getting my passport remained. We got the headshots and called her parents to wire us some money, and I kept thinking, the person at the consulate must have been having a bad day. I should call again.
How can we help you?
I'm a U.S. resident and have my passport stolen. I need a replacement to get back into the U.S.
We don't have any. The best we can do is get you on a plane to Venezuela.
But I don't live there. I live in the U.S.
There's nothing we can do.
They hung up on me. Again. Outside the American consulate, I was getting desperate. I pleaded with security, showing him my green card, which I kept in a wallet inside my, attached to my belt, inside my pants. If only I had protected my passport this way. He said, I could lose my job, but okay, make it quick. When the agent handed my friend her new passport, I explained my situation. He said a passport was mainly meant to get on the plane, and with police reports from the train station and the airport, I might have a chance. He added that he didn't know what was needed to get through customs in the U.S. Great, something new to worry about. We spent the afternoon getting the police reports and return tickets for the next day. That night, we slept at the airport. Before our flight paperwork and green card in hand, I devised a plan. At every check, I would let others pass until the kindest looking attendant was free and I'd explain my situation to them. At the ticket counter, an older attendant looked at me quizzically. She listened empathetically, but had to call a manager, a stern, cold-faced man. He rifled through my papers and dismissively gave me a ticket. At security, another unfeeling manager type was called to check. I was apathetically allowed through. I had reached the gate, the last line of defense. My friend had her ticket and passport checked and disappeared into the gateway. I hoped this last manager was too busy to deal with me. As he tried to make sense of the paperwork, a flight attendant came out saying that they were ready to depart with a "let the Americans deal with this" gesture. He let me on the plane. I didn't sleep during the 10.5-hour flight to Dallas. In the days after 9/11, American Immigration and Customs would want to know how a brown kid got on a plane from France without a passport. I imagine 4 possible scenarios. They could return me to France, ship me to Venezuela, arrest and question me in some dark cell somewhere in the Caribbean. I could think dramatically sometimes. Or let me through at immigration while my friends skipped through the nationals line like a child playing hopscotch. I was in the foreigners line. The agents all looked unwell to me. I sighed. Passport. Let me explain. I lost my passport, but here's a lot of documentation about what happened. No passport. No.
Is all this in French?
Yes. But I have my green card.
Okay, you're good to go.
I couldn't believe it. I grabbed my paperwork as quickly as I could in bolts.